Okay. Okay. It works. Perfect. Okay. I've never done this before, so it's a bit cringe. But Kerajan needs a video for Lunarbase strategies and what to do. So, actually, let's start out on Imperials. On Bounty Hunter.
Three, two, one.
Normally, you in 6v6, you have 3 people side, 4 people side, and 2 main. Depends a little bit on what's happening. So, let's start with side. Side is usually being held by the Bounty Hunter, the Mandalorian, and the Sith. Common place for the Sith to be is right here in this box, facing a bit down, so you can't get bounced in case people actually play the bouncy pistols. Not a lot of people do that in Europe, but it is a strat that some people do. So Jedi should be here. The main idea for the Jedi is to be here to push nades when they're being thrown by the Rebels. The Mandalorian usually plays behind this box, and he's either playing pistols, peeking with charge shots and getting damage on people, or with the carbine and doing bursts. The Bounty Hunter can play back here, trying to get prod shots. There's angles here for head glitching. Wookie will often play here or back here, and you can also boost people up on this box as rebels and peek from here. There's also a self boost here. Sometimes people play ET here with the fire net, which you also got to be cautious of. So the main idea here is you're holding here. Jedi will be pushing up first. His teammates will be following him. As Bounty Hunter, you can try to get a couple of prodigies in early, especially this one is pretty good. If you don't get that, you can hold a more passive angle. What's the Jedi is about here? You want to start shooting him, along with the Mandalorian shooting him from here. You want to make sure the Jedi can't get close with a lot of FP in hand. Because the Jedi is going to want to run up to your Sith and try to tie him up so they can throw nades in. If the Jedi gets really close and you don't play with a fire nade, you can try poisoning him and then try and getting him down with the Jedi, with the Mando. If you have a fire nade guy here, once the Jedi jumps in, fire nade behind, then he's kind of isolated. If the Jedi gets to here, you're gonna have a lot of nades be coming in. EMPs are gonna be stuck here. Nades are gonna be thrown in behind. So the basic idea is you wanna make sure the Jedi doesn't come close and has FP. You can come close, but you need to FP check him. So again, you wanna play Mandalorian here, Bounty Hunter here, Sith here, and maybe ET. It depends a bit on what you need. In case they go lower, you can choose yourself who you send. It should either be the ET or the Bounty Hunter. Would rotate to hold door with the soldier. TDing lower is pretty decent if they're pushing it. You can play this SPD here because there's a pretty nice arm peak here on SPD, but I recommend playing SPD on this side because it's harder for the rebels to kill it over there. And then you can play either soldier or ET here, probably soldier with a frag grenade. You can bounce it off the wall here. These are a bit weird to bounce things off because they're not completely flat. But playing a soul here is pretty good. And then playing SPD here and here to begin with the radar and enlarged minimap. I'll show you in a second, but with enlarged minimap, you can't see because there's no one to see, but in enlarged minimap you can see them all the way in their spawn basically, if you have radar and SPD. So having one of your more vocal players play here on SPD is good. If they start pressuring heavy, the soul dies or you doesn't get up in the nade, you want to fall back and play more passive on SPD. You don't want to die. If you're losing main, you either need to call for help or you need to back up into OBJ. The same goes for side. If you're not backing up, you will very likely they will kill OBJ faster. Two people shooting OBJ kills it really quickly. So if more people are shooting it than two, you're fucked. But to go over it again, I would play SPD here. I prefer it here, but you can also play it here, and then the soldier would play here. And then you would play Bounty Hunter, Mando, Sith, and maybe ET inside. ET can also play main. It depends a bit. You can run rally here, you cannot run rally here. Depends. If the window is not broken, you want to be careful as well, both as attackers and defenders here. Jedi could run up and sneak the window, and vice versa. Another thing you can do, which is kinda common, is you can go for quick snipers Bounty Hunter main. You can even push up here in some respawn classes. But this is the basic defense setup on Lunarbase. It's fairly easy. And on Jedi, on this map you'd be running Blaster defense too, with the attunement too, or whatever the fuck it is, so you can have push pull. Push at least. You need the push for the nades inside. And again, the OBJ is either hack this console or shoot this. There's a couple of good angles you can play in here if you're more than one person alive. Some guy playing here holding this, and vice versa over here. But it's tough once you're fighting in this room. Let's join Rebels. In a 6v6, you probably run you're running a Jedi, obviously, Wookie. Probably run Clone on this map, along with Arc and Hero, if I didn't mention. And then an ET, and that'll be it. So probably no Sold, but it's up to your discretion. I would run Arc, Clone, Wook, Hero, Jedi, and that will be it. So you would be sending the Arc, is usually going aside, along with the Wookie, Hero, and Jedi. The idea here is that again here Wookie can head glitch this box, you can self boost on this little ledge, and Wookie can head glitch here as well. Arc or anyone else can boost Hero on top of this, and you can try to approach pop snipe them here. So like I said, the idea is that the Jedi gets up closer. You gotta be careful, this corridor is pretty hard to push, but when the Jedi gets up close, your teammates want to be close as well. Running a Hero with at least one quick throw nade is very good here. Quick throw is very strong, but even more nades is better. The Wookiee build with nades is also good. You can run strength 1, bow 3, health 3 nades. It's also a viable build, but the idea is then when the Jedi ties up the Sith, you can nade in behind, you can sticky in behind here to take space. An EMP time with a nade here is very good. You can get a lot of space like this. It is very tricky though. If you're failing to get up and tie up the Sith, you're gonna have a bad time inside. But it's this is the regular side take on Lunarbase. Also, if people hack, you can flank lower, but this is pretty much a call you have to make on the fly. But Arc, Hero, Jedi, Wookiee side is the usual. And then you send Clone and ET main. ET preferably has a frag grenade, and Clone has ions. The way you take main is pretty simple. I would say getting secondary hack is the standard unless your team agrees on not doing it, if in case you want to do some window shenanigans, or you want to see if you can win main fast and make it so the side guys can't rotate through the door. Because if you don't hack this, the door into OBJ from side is not opened. Clone and Hero, Clone and ET go here. Soul would likely be here. SPD will likely be here. If Soul is opening this door, we have a very easy nade in the back here. For the people inside, you can nade off this wall and into them if they're falling back. And you can also bounce it off this wall so it lands about here or down here. Try to take space away. The idea here is that when you're gonna push main, you're gonna nade over there to create space, and then you're gonna either ion the SPD who's here with the clone and kill him, or you're gonna ion him and ignore him and run side and flank. Main is pretty hard to take, especially if they have the Mando rotating with rocket. So if you don't have a Jedi here, Mando can jump out and rocket you for free, unless you staggered him. Now, once you go here again, it's a call up to either rush side and flank or split up. If you're in a pretty equal pretty equal situation in terms of lives left, you want to split up and try to see how you enter the OBJ room best. This is usually done by Jedi having to go in first and gunners following him in. On each side of this room there's these panels here. It's easy over here because this box is in the way. But if Jedi goes in from this side, you can roof slide or head slide on this, go across. Once you're breaching this room, if Hero is still alive and has nades left, quick throw is very strong in this room. You can quick throw people easily in here because it's so small. And quick throw in general is just really, really strong. But this is the general idea. I run 4 pulses on this. I think Arc is very important on the Lunarbase. Like most maps, I run this build. Grenade launcher, 2 nades, Dex 2, Stand 2, Armor, and Ammo 2. You could go Ammo 1 and put these 5 points in something else. You could go for stamina 3, but I like having the little extra ammo in a 6v6. As far as the SPD build goes, because I think SPD is very important here as well. You go this one. This is what I would play on this map. You play hull 3, firepower 2, recharge 3. Radar is very important here. Mag plating and ammo 2. There's also you can also have all of these now, but I wouldn't play it on this map specifically because if you have a vocal guy in SP, you have a lot of info to gain very easily. As far as the ET builds go, I would go any build with a nade. So I would just here dodge and frag nade here. You don't need rally on this map, so this build is pretty good. So you have the nade for side. Clone, any ion build is fine. This build is pretty good. Hero, I would run this, or I would run the build where you grab 1 QT and Proj, because Proj is broken as shit.
3, 2,
You've grabbed this obviously, I saved that. But this build is very good. Wookie, like I said, you can run, this is the standard Wookie build that I run. With strength 2, ammo, health, bow 3. But you can run this build. For this, you're going to be very slow with strength 1, and once they find out they can push you, they will. Yeah, you will get push abused, but you have 2 nades on this, in case you need more nades on side. I would run this maybe if the hero runs Proj. You can also run this build if you are, if you want to do strength 3. What else? Here, Commando, you can run the Fire Nade build. This is the Fire Nade build I play, but you can also do this. If you want to be a madman and have 2, then play E11-1. You can also not run a Fire Nade, I think that's viable as well. T21 build is always good. The Bounty Hunter build that I would run on this would be this. This is the one I run on most maps, but here you can also run for this one, where you get tracking darts. It wouldn't run Raptor anymore, Raptor's not good. Then I would do this. And you would have poison darts and tracking darts, which are very good. But I like this one, it gives you 1 dart. You could even run less ammo if you really want to have 2 darts and a TD. TD is very good here. Any Mando build, it's pretty much what you like, but I would definitely have a rocket on this. You don't need a lot of fuel. I'd probably get rid of this and do something else, and you can run the pistols as well. What else? SPD build I showed. Deca is also an option here, but I wouldn't say that's standard or easy to do. But yeah, this is probably the most basic Lunarbase strats there are, along with class setups. Enjoy, little Nick.